further prequel. Prequel, why? Because it's a discussion about what we're going to be doing on the 23rd of June at our wonderful COTU session. Here I have with me Ima Abdulrahim. Ima, welcome.
Hi, Simon. Nice to be here with you.
Ima's wonderful, and she's a storyteller. And in a minute, we're going to get on to how she's going to tell stories and why you should totally come to her workshop, which she's running with two friends at COTU on the 23rd. So, first of all, this is the Raffles crew. We are Singapore's business network. In colloquio gaudium, that's our motto. That means we find pleasure in conversation. And indeed, we do. We love people, we welcome people. We've grown from 0 to about 300 in the course of the last year or so. We care for ourselves, we care for our careers, and we care for our planet. That's practical stuff, not silly stuff like gluing yourself to a portrait. Practical stuff like how to mend a bicycle, how to get out on the roads. And on that subject, the reason I look rather pink, I mean pinker than normal, is that I've cycled 30 kilometers today on my little bike, and I always look like this when I've been in the sun. So there we are. So a couple of words about the Raffles crew, and then we'll hear from Ima. Raffles crew events. We have coffees on Friday, Wednesday, and on Tuesday evening in Singapore. We're about to have our first coffee session in KL. Yay! We have big networking events. We had a great one in May. We're having a second one at the Whisper Room at the center of the universe. COTU, what a great name. I didn't name that. That's quite a name to give yourself. But Raffles crew at the center of the universe. That's a pretty amazing Asian description, isn't it? And here you can see some of the folk that came to the last one. On June the 23rd, from 4:30 p.m. onwards, we're expecting to have between 80 and 100 people. So do come. And we do a whole bunch of panels as well. Our session is called Seekers, Founders and Funders because we as a community put together creative founders and funders, people who have innovative ideas, people who want to invest in those innovative ideas. And we also welcome people that have got storied careers and are available to work in new challenges. And this particular SFF, the second one on the 23rd, is called Communication and Colour, because we have three wonderful speakers talking to us about communicating. Because whether you're a startup trying to communicate your big idea, or whether you're working in a normal job trying to explain the figures to the board, or whether you're trying to present on behalf of a fund and describe what it is that you want to achieve and what you want to invest in, you need to be able to articulate, to present, to tell your story. So we're putting three people in to separate workshops who are going to teach you how to do that. And Ima Abdulrahim is a wonderful storyteller. Get your tickets here at the QR code. When we put this on our YouTube channel, you'll see the QR code again, but do click on the QR code, those of you who are looking at this, if you haven't already got tickets. And we'll see you at the Seekers, Founders, Funders event on the 23rd of June. So Ima Abdulrahim, Stories That Move, who's going to help us discover how storytelling transforms leadership, trust, and impact. So Ima, tell us, what's going to happen?
Thank you, Simon. That was a brilliant introduction. Thank you very much. I think you really told the story there. Now, I say that because I believe in the power of storytelling, and that's what I do. That's what my team and I do. And so please join us on the 23rd, where my team, Abdurrahman Malik, Stephen Sashua, and myself will be talking to those who are interested about the power of storytelling, because stories matter. And not only stories matter, because stories are nothing without great storytellers. And so, what we'll be talking about is how to be a great storyteller. Because in today's world, yes, you have data, yes, you have earnings, but that's not what drives the decision. The stories do. How do you tell the story of the data that you're presenting? And that's what we're going to help you do. And so we build on the amazing work that you'll be doing, but how do you tell about your amazing work if you're just you just skip over, you go through the numbers but you skip over the wonderful story of the why are these numbers like this, why is the data like this, or why is it that you do the work that you're doing, and why is it that you're passionate about things. So we believe that storytelling shapes cultures, builds trust, and it inspires transformation. So whether you are a seeker, funder, or a founder, or if you're just looking to tell a better story, then please come and join us. So, a little bit about us, if I may, Simon. We are the Caravanserai Collective. We call ourselves a cultural consultant, and we draw from our global work from boardrooms in Singapore to nonprofit organizations in Indonesia and Malaysia, and even grassroots movements in Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Cameroon, Ethiopia, and even to cities like Peterborough in the UK and Amsterdam. We have done work on storytelling that transforms, stories that move. And in some places, like in Indonesia, Malaysia, and in Sri Lanka, it's stories that heal as opposed to stories that harm. So we use a little bit of public narrative, Professor Marshall Gantz's public narrative. We use a bit of theater, we use a bit of dialogue, and we use a lot of conversations on cultural identity and how can we use all of that to help leaders and institutions craft their authentic stories that will resonate with the people that are listening and to the people that are making the decisions. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, Simon.
I love this. For the first time you explained this to me when we met, I absolutely loved it. Why? Well, because I'm a student of literature and a student of languages, and I think that the way human beings learn is not through fact-based books. It's not through data and mathematics and science. Valuable
Mm,
though all that is, it's through narrative. It's
yes,
it's through stories that
it
have
is.
important principles and have memes and have influential figures and deep human
Hmm.
history built into them. So I'm a huge fan of all
Yep.
that,
Yes.
which is brilliant. And by the way, Indonesia is a wonderful place to go to discover all this,
Yes.
and you're so
Yeah.
lucky living there.
Yes.
Tell me, Ima. And by the way, everybody, when you sign up for the Raffles crew, you'll be asked to pick between three workshops. It's going to be hard, but because they're all brilliant. But think about picking Ema because she's great. But even if you're not able to get the workshop that you want, and we'll ask you your first, second, and third choice, you'll certainly be able to meet Ema there. And you can certainly ask her whether she'll come and talk to you about how to tell a better story. Yeah. So, Ema,
Yes.
if I sign up for your workshop,
Mhm.
what am I going to take away?
Well, we'll do a little bit of exercises on how to tell a good story. So my team and I are very well trained in that, and we do it. I think we do a great job in capturing stories and getting people to their stories in the simplest of ways. So you'll see maybe we'll have a story circle, and you can even on the day at COTU be able to tell your stories to other people. 2-minute stories that actually can transform. So just the ability to transform what you usually say to a 2-minute story that actually may capture more in the audience, that's what you'll come away with. If you come out of the workshop being able to tell just a simple 2-minute story of yourself, I think that's a great thing.
Ima Abdulrahim, terima kasih. Thank you very much.
Sama-sama.
I can hardly wait. And I'll see you in Singapore very soon. Sign
Yes.
up, everybody.